Hey, what's up? And welcome back to the FS Football channel. And we are back with the new Premier League season. Obviously, before I get into this video, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Yes, the first week of fixtures has already happened. So why am I doing this now? Well, this prediction was made prior to the first game weeks of the season. I haven't changed it. I think it's pretty noticeable that I haven't changed it from some of the suggestions in there. But I was ill, so I couldn't make the video. But like I say, it was all scripted and the predictions were made. So I thought I'd upload it now. And then at the end of this season, I will be able to check back on it and we'll see how well I do. Okay. And regarding Premier League preview, that will be starting next week alongside my Manchester United content, which I plan to make this year, obviously, as I am a Manchester United fan. Anyway, let's get into the predictions. So, the bottom two, we have the newly promoted sides, West Brom and Fulham. Now, both teams haven't signed amazingly, but I think they're the weakest two teams in the league. West Brom, I like the signing of Grady Diagana, and it has caused a mass upset at Fulham as well. They made some decent deals. I think they made better deals than West Brom. I think they've got a better team than West Brom in general. I like Mitrovic. I like the signing of Alphonse Areola from Real Madrid. Sorry, from PSG. He was obviously on loan at Real Madrid last season. I think that's a good signing for them. But I think both teams were lucky to get up. I think Brentford were the better team. Were better than both of them. But obviously Fulham beat him in the playoffs, and Brentford obviously just started dropping silly points, allowing West Brom to take them on the final day. And I think these two are going to get relegated. Now, taking that last relegation spot, I have Crystal Palace. And now this is an example of me not letting the first week sway my opinions. Obviously, Crystal Palace beat Southampton 1-0 in their opening fixture and look actually probably the better side. But I still think they're going down. I don't think they've strengthened well enough. Zaha obviously could still leave. I think Eze was a good signing. Batshuayi's okay, but I don't think that addresses enough holes in their squad. I don't think Roy Hodgson's that great of a manager. Last year they looked pretty poor at the end of the season, and I think they will take the last spot and will be down to the Championship next season. Next, we have Newcastle, Aston Villa, West Ham. Now, any of these sides could swap places with Palace. Any of them could get relegated. But, obviously, like I said, I think it will be Palace. Next, I think it's going to be Newcastle. I think they've signed pretty well. They've signed Jamal Lewis for left back, who I think is a good signing. Callum Wilson, a goal scorer, and his partner in crime, Ryan Fraser, both from Bournemouth. And I think they're very, very good signings. They've got Jeff Hendrick as well, a very hard-working player at Burnley. And he's going to fit in that hard-working Newcastle team that Steve Bruce has going on. I don't think Newcastle are a great team. I don't think Steve Bruce is a good manager. I feel like this money should have been used for Rafa Benitez when he was at the club. But obviously it wasn't. And Steve Bruce is now getting this back in. However, I don't think he's good enough as a manager. Next is Aston Villa. I think they've signed well. Matty Cash looks like a good signing at right back. I really like the signing of Ollie Watkins. I think he's a very, very good striker and will score goals at Aston Villa. Jack Grealish getting a new contract is obviously massive for Aston Villa as he looks to commit his future to the club. However, if they do go down, what's going to happen to Jack Grealish? New contract means he won't be able to go for cheap unless Jack Grealish and his agent has ensured there is a relegation release clause or something like that. But I don't think that's going to be an issue with Jack Grealish, as I think Aston Villa will stay up. Like I say, I think they signed well. Emiliano Martinez as well has come in. He looked fantastic at the end of last season and in the Community Shield this season, while he was stepping in for the injured Bernd Leno for Arsenal. I think they're very good signings. He looked like a very, very astute goalkeeper, and I think it's a fantastic signing for them. Like I say, I think they're going to get 16th. One place above them is another team playing in claret and blue. That is West Ham United. What can I say about West Ham United? It's going to be another season of disappointment to them and their fans of what they expect of their club, especially since they moved into the London Stadium. Their players are better than 15th. However, their manager is not. David Moyes is a terrible manager, in my opinion, and I don't think he's going to be able to see out the whole of the season. Declan Rice leaving as well. If that does happen, that might be the last straw for West Ham fans. He has to stay. And David Moyes needs to get these starlets of Felipe Anderson, of Sebastian Haller, of Pablo Fornals, Yarmolenko. He needs to get them firing, and it doesn't look like he is. If he does get them firing, they could be quite up high this season. But if he doesn't, which it doesn't look like he will, they can and will be in a fight for relegation. So to top off the top 10, we have Brighton, Sheffield United, Burnley, and Leeds. Brighton will look to push on from last season under Potter. I think they played good stuff. I think the signing of Adam Lallana is very good, and I think they're just going to continue going up. I don't think there'll be really much of a relegation scrap this season. However, who knows? Depending on the other teams around them. Like I say, if West Ham can get the best out of their stars, they could push them up. But like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. I like the signing of Adam Lallana, as I say, and I think it's just going to be another year of improvement for Brighton. Next, I have Sheffield United, who last year they were hard to beat. Obviously, they've lost goalkeeper Dean Henderson, who's returned to Manchester United, my club. And they've signed Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth. I don't know if this is just me, but I never really rated Aaron Ramsdale. I don't think he was that good. I could be wrong. I can't say I watched loads of Bournemouth last season. I watched quite a lot, though. And I didn't think Ramsdale was anything that impressive. But obviously, he signed for Sheffield United. And I think they'll be a good side again this season. Obviously, got a very good system going with Wilder, who I think is another very good manager. Very underrated. So they won't hit the heights of last season, but they'll be very impressive. Like I said, I'm going 14th for them. In 12th, we have Burnley and Sean Dyche's side. What can you really say? They haven't really signed anyone. Have they even signed anyone? They're just hard. It's just Burnley, in it. It's going to be more of the same for Burnley. Hard to beat. Dogged start. As was said in the Spurs documentary, back in the day, you used to say, "Oh, cold rainy night in Stoke." Now it's about Burnley, and Burnley fans will love that. And it's going to be just more of the same, like I keep saying. And Burnley will stay up and will be 12th. 11th is going to be Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United. First year back in the Premier League. And Ellen Rowe will be bouncing when the fans can get back in. Marcelo Bielsa obviously is a very, very, very good manager. He knows more about an opposition than their own manager does. I think they've signed okay. I think Renaco could be pretty decent. I don't really know. Rodrigo again could be. I think it's a lot of gambles for Leeds this season. They're not really signed any Premier League proven players, which could be an issue for them. But who am I to judge Marcelo Bielsa? Breaking into the top 10, we have Southampton. I think Ralph Hasenhüttl's side will be, again, largely the same. High pressing, well organised, and difficult to beat. Southampton, they obviously lost Pierre Højbjerg, who is a very, very good midfielder to Tottenham. And I think he'll be missed. I think they will have to replace him at some point. It's just a matter of when and who. And until they do, I feel like they could struggle. Obviously, they didn't play very well at all, really, against Crystal Palace. And I think they will really need to replace Højbjerg. And when they do, that's when you'll see them push on. Next, we have Wolves, Everton, Spurs, and Leicester. Now, if I was going to change any of them, this would be the block. I think Wolves will get 9th. I think selling Doherty is a big miss. I don't think their signs have been absolutely amazing. I don't think they've been terrible either. Today, rumours have come out that they might be losing Diego Jota to Liverpool, which again I think would be a big miss to them. And I don't think they'll be bad, but I think it's just going to be a case of other teams being better. Next, we have Everton. What a transfer window they've had. They've signed Alan from Napoli for 23 million. Doucouré from relegated Watford for 20 million. And the pick of the bunch, probably the signing of the season, is James Rodriguez on a free from Real Madrid. That is extraordinary business. And it's all thanks to one man, that's Mr. Carlo Ancelotti. What he's doing at that club is fantastic. They obviously beat Tottenham on the first day 1-0, and they could be higher. They could finish above Tottenham, in my opinion. This, from 9th to, what is it? To 9th to 6th, could be in any order. Honestly, I don't think Leicester will be as good as they were last season, but I still feel like they're going to be up there. But like I say, we're sticking to Everton. I think they've had a fantastic window, and will be very strong for this season going into the Premier League season. And they have looked strong after that Tottenham victory. Going on to Tottenham, obviously, who I have finishing 7th. Mourinho won't be happy with that. Mourinho, I'm in a situation where obviously Mourinho does really well in his second season historically. Do you class this as his first season or his second season? Because he took over halfway through last year, and I don't see that much of an improvement. I said about Højbjerg, I think he's a good signing, a very good player. Where does he fit? Is he better than Ndombele? I don't think so. He's better than Sissoko. He's not better than Lo Celso. So does he play in the midfield of them? He's better than Harry Winks. Harry Winks looks to be a set starter every week, though. So, I don't know. I think Doherty was a good signing. Looks like Gareth Bale and Sergio Reguilon is also heading to Tottenham, which I think are very good signings, especially the Gareth Bale deal. If they've got a good loan deal, really. Obviously, it is only on loan, and if Gareth Bale can stay fit, he can be a fantastic, fantastic player. How much of that loan fee are they paying, though? How much wage are they paying? That they are big details in this loan deal. But I think Tottenham are looking okay. I have doubts over Mourinho, though, and that's why I've put them so low. Then we have Leicester. I think it'll be more of the same, really, under Brendan Rodgers. He's got a good team. He obviously lost Ben Chilwell this season, but I think Castagne looks pretty decent. He played well in his debut, and I think they'll be the best of the rest, sort of thing. Just missed out on the top 4 is going to be Arsenal, and there's probably a bit of bias in this. Arsenal are comfortably in the top 5 teams in the Premier League, in my opinion. Arteta is doing wonders at the club. I'm a huge admirer, as I always say. I think they've had a fantastic window. They've obviously got Gabriel in, and Saliba came back from his loan, who looked like 2 good centre-backs. He got an assistant that works perfectly for him in that back 3. Obviously, they got Willian on a free, who had a fantastic debut, getting 3 assists. And probably the pick of the business for Arsenal was getting Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang a brand new contract, keeping him at the club, and proving that Arsenal does have that pulling power, and players want to stay there and fight under what Mikel Arteta is doing. And I think Mikel Arteta is, like I say, is doing wonderful things. You got players like Mohamed El Neni, who look gone, playing well, and he's looked fantastic in both the games he's played this season for Arsenal, and I think they could break into the top 4. And it's only my bias to who I have in 4th, Manchester United, that they haven't. Like I say, Manchester United are my prediction to come 4th. What are we doing? It's been so far it's been an awful transfer window. We've Donny van de Beek, who's a fantastic signing, and he's a very, very good midfielder, but he doesn't start for us. We need a defensive midfielder. Donny van de Beek isn't really that. He's played in defensive midfield for Ajax, but is he the man really for Manchester United? Probably not. Against the likes of maybe Crystal Palace, Fulham. He can probably play alongside Pogba, but against the Manchester Cities, the Liverpools of this league, he won't be able to play alongside a Pogba and a Bruno Fernandes. We still don't have a right winger. Looks like Mason Greenwood's going to have to play there again this season, which I'm not totally averse to, but we don't have a backup then. Obviously, Tahith Chong's gone out on loan to Werder Bremen. One thing we have done well this season is getting players out on loan. Obviously, we did ship Alexis Sanchez out on a free, which is fantastic business. Get that absolute snake and Judas out of this club. But we haven't done enough business. We need Jadon Sancho to come in. We could have done with Reguilon, although we didn't want to have a buyback clause in that deal, which I completely respect. And I don't mind the fact that that's why we pulled out. But we do need Jadon Sancho, and I do think it's going to happen. Taking third place is going to be Chelsea, and I think they've done business. They have done proper business, and they are the example Manchester United should be following. Big money move for Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Ziyech, and Ben Chilwell. Looks like Edouard Mendy from Stade Rennes is also going to come in to replace world record for a goalkeeper in Kepa. What an awful transfer he's been. And they've also got players like Thiago Silva coming in. They have had an amazing window, and there should be nothing but expectations to be challenged from the league at Chelsea this season. Lampard, I don't think he's an amazing manager, but the players he's got, he can't fail, can he? And that's exactly the treatment that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be getting at Manchester United, but he's not. Lampard's getting the back in, and he's finishing third, in my opinion. Finally, who is winning the Premier League? And I've got it going back to Manchester. It's Manchester City for me. It's going to be close. I think Manchester City was very unlucky last season, while Liverpool were very lucky. Expected points had Liverpool below Man City, and Man City winning the league last season. And I feel like that luck is going to even out a bit. Plus, this is going to be like Liverpool's third year of playing proper Jurgen Klopp football. High press and high intensity. And are they going to be able to continue that all year round? Again, obviously last year, they massively fell off after they won the title. Yes, obviously they had won the title. They had nothing to play for, but I think that's still a bit concerning. And finally, I think Man City won't be happy with what happened last year. They're going to have Laporte back, who's going to be massive. They've obviously got Nathan Ake in as well, who should be a good signing. I look forward to seeing him play for Manchester City. And Liverpool looked terrible, really, really terrible against Leeds in that for opening day fixture. Leeds could have beaten him if it was 3 individual mistakes that caused Liverpool to win that game. 2 penalties and awful defending from that new centre-back René Koch. And I think Man City will reclaim the title. Alright, now we'll go to individual awards. My top goal scorer for this Premier League season is going to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He obviously came second last year, won it the year before, and he's going to be right up there again this season, and he's going to win the Golden Boot for me. Top provider is going to be once again Kevin De Bruyne, who is also then going to win the PFA Player of the Year while also winning the Premier League. And Young Player of the Year is going to be Jadon Sancho, because I do believe he will end up signing for Manchester United. If not, then I think either Mason Greenwood or Kai Havertz will take that award. Anyway, thank you for watching this Premier League preview and my Premier League prediction. Comment down below what you think the top 4 will be and what teams you think are getting relegated. And like I say, Premier League preview will start again next week. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure you hit that like button below. Subscribe down below if you're new. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from FSS Football. Also check out my personal channel down below, FSS4, and we'll see you next time. Peace!